What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Friday, November 25th, 2022. My name's Jeremy, and this is my first cup. How are you? How's it going? How was Thanksgiving? Did you eat too much? Maybe you're not from the U.S. Maybe you didn't participate in Thanksgiving. Maybe you are in the U.S. and you didn't participate in Thanksgiving. That's okay. I still want to know how you are. I still want to know how your Thursday was. Today is Friday, is Black Friday. When do we have the first? I think it goes out over social media. I'll drop an email early. Training programs are half off, except for Flex, which is always free. So if you have been seeing those, the strength conditioning program, the speed development program, what's the other one? Oh, the conditioning program. Check them out. Strength and speed. I don't even talk about it. There's a hybrid. I did a whole separate program that if you buy the two pieces, it kind of transformers together to give you something else. So you can kind of have 5 programs. But those are half off. They're already cheaper than anything else you can find and better than most everything. And now they're half off. So something to think about. Good morning, Mark, Jenny, Denise, and Gad. I hope you are all well. Denise is asking, are there no more First Cup podcasts? That is correct. As of right now, unless someone is willing to step up and help do the work, things have grown and expanded, and it's one of the things that we had to let go, just time-wise. So if anybody wants to do that, how long does it take per day? It's about 15 minutes. If anybody wants to throw 15 minutes at that, I will get you connected to all the pieces and we can have that again. We took a look. There weren't a lot of people. It was maybe half a dozen people. And that's half a dozen subscribers, which doesn't mean that everybody was watching them. There were a couple people I knew that were doing it and was like, can't do everything, but we try. So it's an offer. I'll put it out there. If somebody wants to take me up on it, shoot me a message or an email. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Good morning, Liz. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I probably ate less yesterday than I've ever eaten at Thanksgiving. And not because the food wasn't delicious, but because I've been going through some stuff lately. And I think, here's the theory. So I think some of you know, I've been going to a network chiropractor. And one of the major symptoms had to do with digestion. One of the things we were working on. So here's what I think's happened. As my digestion has been improved, my body is not asking for as much food because it's getting what it needs from the food. And that's kind of cool. I mean, I still had 2 plates of food. It's not like I didn't have plenty of food. It's not like I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't full. But Thanksgiving, there have been plenty of times where I would eat until my stomach just was stuffed. I mean, really and I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore. So I hope you all had a similar experience, that you ate the right amount of food and you were happy about it, that it made you feel good. What was your favorite thing on the Thanksgiving plate? My favorite thing from yesterday was either the stuffing or the mashed potatoes. I did cubed sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot. I tried a recipe yesterday morning after First Cup because I was going to do it a certain way. And I said, wait a second. I'm arriving 2 hours before we eat. I can't cook that at home and bring it. It'll be cold. I could throw it in the crock pot, but I'm afraid it'll get too mushy. I'll use the Instant Pot because I knew the ovens were going to be used. I'll use the Instant Pot. I haven't done anything with sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot before. Okay, let's find a simple recipe and test it. And I tested it and it came out perfect. So it's 3 minutes once it pressurized, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cinnamon, butter, potatoes, water, done. They came out great. Everybody seemed to like them. Denise's favorite was the turkey and gravy. Mark's was the canned cranberry sauce. And Denise is asking, what's the difference between a crock pot and an Instant Pot? Instant Pot's a pressure cooker. It's a gimmicky pressure cooker. Lots of buttons. Good morning, Brian. Brian said he just got lost down a Reels rabbit hole. Dang it, what did I miss? Well, you'll have to watch later. You'll have to watch later and see. We do have jokes and some more quotes to work from in celebration of Native American Heritage Month. We'll work through those in a little bit. Gad says, in Taiwan, we say you have to eat buffen bao, which means eat till 80% full. Better for your digestion. If your digestion is good, your yin yang balance is good. Yeah. One of the things I try to do for myself when I'm eating solo, if I think I'm still hungry, I try to give it time. You know, I never tell myself I can't eat more, but I will tell myself, you've got to give it 20 minutes and see, because it takes that long for your brain to fully understand how much food you have and let those cravings go. Yeah. Digestion's fascinating. It really is. And the fact that we don't, you know, we barely understand it is interesting to me. And if you think, well, Jeremy, what do you mean? How is it we barely understand our digestion? Well, here's the best example. And there's a study that did this. Some people's blood sugar, their A1C, spiked more from eating a banana than a cookie. Most people, it spiked more from the cookie, as we would expect, right? But some people, it's the opposite. And not like one random person, but a chunk of people. We don't know why. We just don't know. Jenny can't choose a favorite. She was so excited about all the recipes she's learned. My entire meal is gluten, dairy, peanut, and soy-free, but it is so good that no one would know. My kids and Matt love it, and that is what makes the whole thing taste better for me, knowing that my family is nourished and happy. That's pretty solid. Brian says the cranberry sauce or the mashed potatoes because we left the peels on. Or is that a pie emoji? I can't quite tell. I think that's a pie emoji. I always leave the peels on. When I made my sweet potatoes, I left the peels on. The idea that you have to take the peels off, I think it's silly. I really do. I make great mashed potatoes, but mashed potatoes were already claimed for the dinner before I got there, so I couldn't make mashed potatoes. I bought a KitchenAid mixer, really, to make mashed potatoes. I make mashed potatoes like twice a year, but you can't make great mashed potatoes without a KitchenAid mixer. You just can't. Can't do it. They end up lumpy. Can't do it. Good morning to you, Dennis. All right, it is a pie emoji. Liz says she leaves the peels on too. It just feels like a lot of work without benefit. You know, I understand if that it can mess with the texture on some dishes, but if you do mashed potatoes well, you won't notice. What are y'all doing this weekend? I've got some work stuff. Andrew and I are recording a couple Thursday episodes today. I'm curious how many of you finished yesterday's episode. It was a long one. It was a long Thursday. I'm curious how many of you got through the whole thing. So doing that. I do have an appointment with this chiropractor, this doctor. There's an older woman that I know through clients, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person. She's 93. and her computer is acting up and she's asking for help. So I'm going to go and see if I can clean it up for her, fix it. It's doing weird things, she says. And then I'll be done for the weekend. I'm probably going to go for a hike tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be a decent day. I'm going to start packing for my trip next week. And yeah, it's going to be an easy weekend, intentionally. I had so many busy weekends, so many weeks in a row. And the fact that I'm going to be away and doing it at this conference, I don't mind having a weekend that's quiet. Oh, Denise is off to see the new Black Panther movie. I hope it's amazing. Anything short of amazing, I think, will be really sad. My fear is that it plays so much on the passing of Chadwick Boseman that it can't be amazing in its own right. That's my fear. But my hope is that smart people directed and produced the movie. Gad says that's why traditional Asian medicine has a better, more holistic approach. They first take your pulse in 3 layers, then look at your body type as a whole. What is good to eat for one person is not suitable for the other. I completely understand the banana thing. Yeah, Denise agrees. It's a high bar after the first one. You know, the best thing about Black Panther, I watched that and I felt like there was like the bar internally, like the cast and the crew had set the bar really high for themselves and they cleared it. It absolutely crushed as a movie. It was so well done. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that happens again. Good morning, Tommy. Tommy says, still waking up, probably clean and start decorating the house for the dogs and random guests. Dennis says he normally puts out the Christmas decorations today, but got a head start this year. All right, let's do some jokes. The jokes for Fun Day Friday, courtesy of Frank. Thank you, as always, to Frank for all your hard work on the show. Thank you to Josh for our theme song. Got to see Josh last night at the Patreon hangout. Some of you were there. Appreciated seeing you. Nice to see some of you kind of twice in a day and actually see your faces on the other side of the screen, not just your names. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, of course. What's a turkey's favorite month? They don't have one, but they prefer any other than November. What sound does a turkey's phone make? Wing, wing, wing. What did the turkey say to the turkey hunter on Thanksgiving Day? Quack, quack. Why did the farmer have to separate the chicken and the turkey? He sensed foul play. What key has legs and can't open a door? A turkey. Why did they let the turkey join the band? Because he had his own drumsticks. What happened to the turkey that got in a fight? He got the stuffing knocked out of him. You know you overdid it at Thanksgiving when you thought the serving size for turkey was 1. Why shouldn't you sit next to a turkey at dinner? Because he will gobble it up. If you call a big turkey a gobbler, what do you call a small one? A goblet. What do you call a running turkey? Fast food. What's blue and covered in feathers? A turkey holding its breath. What's the best song to play while cooking a turkey? All About That Baste. Why did the turkey cross the road? He wanted people to think he was a chicken. Why was the turkey put in jail? The police suspected foul play. How come the turkey didn't eat dinner? He was already stuffed. What did the turkey say to the computer? Google, Google. What do you get if you cross a turkey with a ghost? A poultrygeist. I like that one. What kind of weather does a turkey like? Foul weather. What did the leftover turkey say? Make me a sandwich. Good stuff as always from Frank. Thank you, Frank. Good times. Some good stuff in there. What was that one at the end? I want to try to remember that. Poultrygeist. All about that based. Some good ones in there. Some really good ones in there. Frank does such a great job. Dennis is laughing. He sensed foul play. Jenny says, great jokes, Frank. And Gad says, I love the superhero movies that have come out these past few years, Marvel as well as DC, but some, quote, serious filmmakers almost want to make us feel guilty for enjoying these movies. Why? They have great stories, compelling characters, drama, and humor. Why can't some people just let others be and enjoy doing what they're doing? Sound familiar? MMA versus TMA? That's a great comparison. I like that a lot. And I think it's because we live in a world where everyone believes their opinions should be held by others. I shouldn't say everyone. So many people believe their opinion should be held by others. And that experts, quote, experts, are held up in front of us to tell us what to think or do or believe. I don't care if Quentin Tarantino likes Marvel movies. Don't care. Doesn't matter to me. It has zero impact on my life. It's art. The only person relevant in the consumption of art is me. If I find a song or a painting or a sculpture or a poem and literally no one else on the planet enjoys it, does that change my enjoyment? It shouldn't. Now, maybe I might have separate enjoyment sharing it with others and feeling joyful that I was able to bring it to them. And now they can feel something in the consumption of that piece of art. But it doesn't change my enjoyment. We don't all have to agree. We don't have to like the same things. In fact, I don't want to live in a world where we do. Everybody's thanking Frank in the chat. Brian says, the drumsticks and goblet that got me. And Jenny's right. They're insecure bullies who are afraid that other success equals their own failure. Tommy says, experts are true turkeys at times. Well said, my friend. I like comic book movies. I think I told you all last weekend, I rewatched the Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale, Batman trilogy, which is just, it's so incredibly well done. Heath Ledger does a remarkable job. I wish Katie Holmes had stuck around. I preferred her over Maggie Gyllenhaal, but it's good. It's really good. Yeah. All right. Let's turn to the quotes. Let's see where that says. Come on, come on. Here we go. I'm pressing buttons. There we go. Boom. November is Native American Heritage Month. Sure this did this right. It did. Good job. It is better to have less thunder in the mouth and more lightning in the hand. That's an Apache saying. Less thunder in the mouth and more lightning in the hand. Is there any quote that we could put up that applies more to martial arts and training and competition? You could say it is shut up and train. You could say let your actions speak for you. You could say it as settle it in the ring, right? Like there's so many ways we could take this, and they're all valid. This idea that words matter so much, and we see this all the time. I think the best example, well, it's not the best example, but it's an example I'll share. Some of you remember the travesty that was the Mazda I bought a few years ago. And those videos are still up on YouTube, all the things that were wrong with it. Some of them have tens of thousands of views. And it's funny because people will come through and they'll see the first one. Because there's one where I say, hey, I have a lot of problems with my car. I'm going to make a bunch of videos that show the problems with my car. And people are so expectant that that's the only video I made, that they don't actually even look. And I get comments periodically, well, you didn't show any of the problems. And my response is always, you didn't look at any of my other videos. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to show you the problems. I showed you the problems in other videos. And those people never respond because people just like to talk. They like to be dismissive. They like to use words as if it settles anything. There are so many topics that we could jump into that would, without, I suspect, some of you even realizing that these topics have such control over you, would get you heated and emotional. There are topics I could bring up. There are names. There are certain words I could use that are used frequently by media that would trigger many of us, sometimes myself included. I'm not painting with a brush that doesn't include myself. But they're just words. And they really don't matter. What matters is, as the quote says, the lightning in the fist. What we do, how we act, how we show up matters so much more than what we say. I show up every day for this show because I tell you I'm going to. When was the last time I missed a show? I've shown up late a couple times, technical problems, or I'm just moving slowly in the morning, but I know you all understand that. But I think the last time I missed a show, like missed without prior planning, was over a year ago. The cat passed on Friday, late Friday or a Saturday. I don't even remember. It was blurry, but I think it was Friday that I tried to do a show and I couldn't do it because I knew she was going to go. So I still showed up and I called it. This is the last time I remember. I think there was once that my alarm didn't go off, or I probably didn't set it. But other than that, stay consistent. Gad says, life is too short. Why spend it on doing things just to meet other people's convictions and values? Yeah, don't. There's no need. Next. When you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries and you rejoice. It's a Cherokee saying. Wow, that's deep. Let me read that again. I need to read that again for myself. When you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries and you rejoice. Man, that's a heavy one. It's never too late. There's always more we can do. There's always more we can provide or leave or benefit. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Remember, the world doesn't necessarily mean the whole world. The world could be the world you exist in, which could be a small group of people. It could be the martial arts world. It could be your family. It could be, I don't know, a car club. It could be anything. There are groups of people where one person is just an absolute legend in that group, and people outside of that group know nothing about them. That's okay. I think we've been conditioned that to be successful means to be famous, and to be famous means to be known by everyone. I think I'm a great example of being, quote, I don't like the word famous, in a very niche way. Right? I've had people come up to me and ask me for my autograph, want to take pictures with me, people I didn't know. It's only at martial arts events. It's even happened at events I didn't put on. I've had people recognize me by voice because of the show. But it's not like if I go to the grocery store, anybody knows who I am, unless they know who I am. I am hell-bent on leaving the world a better place in the way that I best know how, which is what we're doing. Liz says, Vinny, her son, thinks I'm famous. See? In a narrow world, I am. He thinks I'm famous because I have a YouTube channel. You know, those car videos I made get way more attention than anything Whistlekick's ever done, which is really disappointing. But why? Because it's me complaining. It's negative. Won't do that. Take a look at what most people do martial arts wise on the internet. They're either tearing other stuff down or saying, this is how you do it. And that just leads to a lot of comments saying, but what about this? Or no, you're wrong. There are other ways. Or no, that's not how you do it. And it creates negativity and arguing. And we don't do that. We are style agnostic. We will never tell you how to kick. There's a new program I'm working on. My goal is to have it ready for the first of the year, but it may not because I'll have to shoot video. Called Kick Clinic. That's the tentative title. 30-day program to make you a better kicker, regardless of what you kick, how you kick. Strength, flexibility, balance, etc. It's an idea I've been working on for a while, but I'm excited to go back to the drawing board on that one. Tommy says, my dog is more famous than I am in the village. I love it. All right, our last one here. I'm glad you included this one, Frank. May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with beauty. May hope forever wipe away your tears. And above all, may silence make you strong. Chief Dan George. May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with beauty. May hope forever wipe away your tears. And above all, may silence make you strong. I'll leave that up on the screen for a minute. I like that one a lot. We've shared that one before. And yeah, it's a little bit of an inside thing with Frank and I. So I'll just leave it as that. It's rare, but sometimes I read something or even if I've read it before, that just sits with me so well that I don't know what to say. I don't know what to add to this one. I don't think there's much I can add. So I think it's a good one to go out on. And I'll let you all just kind of read it and think about it. Maybe take it into your day, into your weekend. And I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good weekend, a great day, a great weekend. I hope to see you back here on Monday. A reminder, and I will keep reminding you of this, if you are buying gifts for the holiday season, order them sooner, and I will make sure that they are that you get the discount. You're going to have to reach out to me and say, hey, the thing I bought before should have applied for this discount, right? Yes, I will refund you the difference, but you're going to have to reach out. Best way to do that is by email, jeremy@whistlekick.com. Because email is part of my workflow. Facebook Messenger, Instagram really isn't part of my workflow. If you send me something there, if it's not something if it's not a question I can answer like right away, if I need to take action, I will ask you to email me, because email, my inbox is just a to-do list. You have a great day as well. Denise Gad says, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Too many people feel they have to convince others, like Aikido doesn't work in MMA. It's like saying, hey man, your Prius can't enter NASCAR, it'll be crushed. Denise says, guess I will see you MLK Day since Christmas is a weekend. We'll probably do another Patreon hangout. Maybe you can join one of those. Pretty sure you're in the Patreon. Yeah. So have a great day. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for supporting. Remember, if you want to grab something, you can still use the 15% off coupon to save you the money now. First cup 15 gets you 15% off. Patreon, patreon.com/whistlekick. We had a blast on the Patreon yesterday, and for $2 a month, you could have been there. And of course, we've got the family page, whistlekick.com/family. I try to find something kind of behind the scenes or personal that does not get shared anywhere else, because I know it's only our most inner circle who takes the time to go there. So you can check that out too. Live weekdays, 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Oh, excuse me. I appreciate each and every one of you who joins, even if it's periodically. Denise meant to come yesterday, but got sidetracked watching The Godfather. It's a great answer. All right, everybody. You be well. I'll see you Monday. Peace.